In this video, I am going to explain how to write a assembly level language programs for hexadecimal counters and the BCD counters. Also, I'll be explaining how to use a timers to generate a delay. So first we'll see the first program here. Write an ALP to count from 00H to FFH in the time gap of 0.5 seconds between each count. Use timer 1 mode 1 programming to generate a delay. Assume that the crystal oscillator frequency is 11.059 megahertz. So in this program, we need to count the value from 00H to FFH. Is nothing but it is an hexadecimal counter and it is a up counter because the count is incrementing, means from 00 to FFH. So in this program, we will be using timer 1 mode 1 programming to generate a 0.5 second delay. Okay, so before that, first we'll see what is the maximum delay can be generated using mode 1 programming. Okay, so in the earlier video, I explained that the maximum delay is possible when TH and TL register content 0. Okay, so here first we'll find out number of counts, and we know the formula to find the number of counts is maximum possible number can be stored in the TH and TL register minus THX and TLX content. Okay, so now here we know that the maximum delay is possible when THX and TLX contains 0. So we get 65,536 minus 00H. So we get 65,536. So it's nothing but the maximum delay is possible when timer counts for 65,536 cycles. Okay, so now the maximum delay calculated by multiplying 65,536 with the timer's clock period. So if the crystal oscillator frequency is 11.059 megahertz, then the timer clock period is 0.85 microsecond. Okay, so now if we multiply this one, we get 71.106 millisecond. Means using mode 1 programming, the maximum delay can be generated is only 71.106 millisecond. But in our program, we need to generate a 0.5 second delay. So this is larger delay than the capacity of the timer 1 mode 1 programming delay. Okay, so for this we need to make use of general purpose registers also. Okay, so for that we'll follow the steps which we which already I explained in the earlier videos, that how to find out the values to be loaded into timers register and also to general purpose register. So the first step is we need to divide the desired time delay by the timer's clock period. Okay, so desired time delay is now 0.5 second okay, and that is divided by 1.085 microsecond. Okay, so now if we divide this one, okay, let us divide now. 0.5 second divided by 1.085, and this I'll multiply with okay. So here we get 4,60,000, 829 cycles, right? So now we know that the maximum value can be loaded into the timers register is just 65,536, but to get the delay of 0.5 second, here we got the 4,60,829 cycle. Okay, so now we need to find out what value should be loaded into THX and TLX register, and what value should be loaded into general purpose register. So that is very simple. Just we'll divide the number of cycles which we got, that is 4,60,829. So just do it using the trial and error method, but make sure that the value which we get should be less than 65,536, because that is the value which will be loading into the THX and TLX register. Okay, so now for example use this one, I'll divide by 10. Okay, so if I divide by 10, I'll get, so that is 46,0829 divided by 10. Okay, what I get here, 46,082. So 46,080, correct, 46,082. So anyway, this is less than 65,536. The value to be loaded into, general purpose register will be 10. Okay, or in hexadecimal it will be 0A. Okay, so now to find out the value to be loaded into THX and TL register, we need to subtract this value from 65,536. That is value to be loaded into THX and TLX register, that is equal to 65,536 minus 46,082. Okay, so now if we subtract this, minus 65,536, that is equal to, that will get 19,000. So if we 65,536 minus 46,082, we get 19,454. Okay, so the hexadecimal value for this one, $19,454. 5 4 we get 4BFE. Okay, the next are 4BFE. Okay, 4BFE. Okay, so next the TL will be having FE and TH will be loading 4B, right? So if you want to cross verify that whether we are using these values, can we get 0.5 second delay? So that you can do very simple. Just you have to multiply now 19,454 46,082, and that should be multiplied by 10, and if you multiply this one with 1.085 microsecond, correct? So we'll multiply this one just to make sure that we are calculated the correct values. Okay, so 46,082 into 10 into 1.085. See, here we got 4,099,987 in microseconds. So we got approximately 0.49 seconds. Okay, right? So this is about the finding out the values to be loaded into TH and TL register and the general purpose register. So the value loaded to general purpose register is 0 AH, and the value to be loaded into the timer registers are 4BFE, 4BFEH. Okay, so next now we'll write a program to count the hexadecimal numbers from 00H to FFH in the time gap of this 0.5 second. Okay, so let us do that using the compiler now. Okay, so in this program, and one more thing, I suggest you to follow these steps when you are creating a larger delay. Okay, so now in this program we are using like in the question it is asked, use timer 1 mode 1 programming. So timer 1 mode 1 programming means we need to move, like tmod should be loaded with 10H. Okay, so now next we will initialize port 0. Okay, we can use any port. Okay, one more thing here it is in the question is display the count in port 0. Okay, we can make use of any port. In this example we will take the port 0. Okay, so in this counter we are going to count from 00A, so we will load the P0 with the initial value. Okay, right? So next step is we need to load the registers, that is TH1, because we are using here timer 1. So TH1 should be loaded with which value? FE, right? So FE H, this is 0. Okay, next TL register should be loaded with FFH. Okay, right? So now next we need, like in this program we will write a separate subroutine to turn on the timer, or we can say we will write the subroutine to create a delay. Okay, right? So now first we'll write the delay program here. Okay, so in the delay program here, actually in this in the main program we have loaded the TL and TH register. So next step is we need to turn on the timer, that is by set bit TR now. Okay, so once we are turning on the timer, next we need to watch the status of timer flag, just to identify when the timer register will roll out from FFH to 00H. Sorry, this one is 4B. Here TH is 4B. TH is 4B and this one is FE. FE. Okay, so here we need to watch the timer flag, correct? So that is by using JNB TF1 comma again, and this will come here, right? So next, once the TF flag is raised, we need to clear timer, and sorry, we are using timer 1, so it is should be TR1, and similarly we need to clear timer flag. Okay, right? So these instructions used only when we are making use of TH and TL register to create a delay. But in this case, we are making use of the general purpose register. Means we are loading the register to tell how many times this count should be repeated. Okay, means this 4B FEA should be repeated for 10 times. Okay, so those instructions we have to use here. Okay, so first here we need to write, we need to load move R0 comma ash 0AH, correct, right? So now once it is cleared, we need to see that whether R0 is 0 or not. For that we need to use the instruction DJNZ R0 comma back. Okay, right? So in this case, if it is not 0, then again it has to go back to this step again by setting the TR1. Once it is 0, then that is the end of the program. Okay, so this is about the delay. Now we will continue here. Here we have loaded the TH and TL register. Now we need to write the instruction to count the values from 00H to FF. Here we have initialized P0 is equal to 00H. right? So 0 0 h to h means count. We can go from, for example, initially it is 0 0 0 and next it is 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5. So like this we need to count till ff, right? So means here we need to increment our p naught, because initially p naught is loaded with 0 h. So increment p naught. Okay. Next we know that in the program it is mentioned that between each count there should be 0.5 second delay. So here we need to call a delay, right? We need to call a delay, right? And next, so this is again we have to repeat this one because we need to count till ffh. So sgem repeat, and that should go back to here. Repeat. Okay. Okay. Now we'll run this program. Check out whether we are getting the count or not. Okay. So first we'll build this program. So there are no errors, and now we'll debug this. Okay. So we'll see, we know that we are going to see the output in port P naught. Okay. So we'll open the peripherals, that is IO ports, port 0. Correct. So if you want, you can open this timer also to see how it is changing. Okay, right? But mainly we'll watch out this port 0, right? So now we'll run the program. Now just see here, it is counting. See, EF 11, 12, 13, 14. So this should be count from 0 0 h to ff h, and after ff it should go back to 0. So in the disassembly window also you can see here it is watching the status of the TF flag. So now in the timers you can see here our TH and TL contents are changing, and T mode is loaded with 10H, right? So once this TH and TL content became 0, so that time this you can see the yellow arrow mark, right? So that will come out of this instruction. So just we'll watch out till it will get FFH, and same way this you can see even in the analyzer window also how this will be incremented. Okay, this one is repeating here. So I think now you have noted how this one is counting from 0 0 h to FFH. Okay. So now, for example, here actually we have written the subroutine for a off second delay. What we need to do if we want 1 second delay? So the one way is we need to repeat this procedure to find out the TH and TL register value by changing 0.5 second to 1 second, or in the other way we can call the delay 2 times, that is a call delay. Correct. So if we call the delay means when this instruction is executed, this routine will run for 0.5 second, and again when this one is executed, this will run for 0.5 second delay. Now we'll run the program and you can make out the delay between each count. This time we'll see in the logic analyzer window also. P naught, okay, and peripheral window, okay. So now we'll run the program. See, easily we can count now, means it is taking 1 second delay. Okay, so now it is counting till it is 8C8E. Okay, so like this it will count till FF. So in this way we can write a program to count from 00H to FF. So here it is not necessary that we need to count from 00H to FFH. We can count from any value to any value. So for example, if you want to count from 0 to, correct? If you want to count from 0 to, then you need to make P naught is equal to 0 to H. Okay, we need to make 0 to H, right? So for example, if you want again till for example some AA, then you need to compare the value, means when you need to stop the counter. Okay, right? So now this is actually, it is a up counter. For example, now if you want a down counter, so it's very simple. Now this should be loaded with FFH, and instead of increment we need to decrement P naught. Okay, so we'll run this program whether we are getting the, like we are get the down count. Okay, here we have port 0. So let us run. See, you can see here it is counting F4, F3, F2, F1, F0, EF, EE, ED, EC, like that. So it is counting from FFH to 00H. Okay, right? So this is about hexadecimal counter which can count from 00H to FFH and FFH to 00H, and you can modify this program to count like to act as a up counter as well as the down counter, or you can write a program to count the intermediate counts also. Okay, so the next one is BCD counters. Okay, so now we know that BCD counters means it is binary coded decimal, right? So here it is it is like it has to count from 0 to 99, because BCD numbers are only, it is 0 to 9. It should count from 0 to 99. No, like it should not give any hexadecimal number. Okay, so for that we need to change the program here, right? Means there is a 8051 provides one instruction which will convert the hexadecimal numbers into binary coded decimal number. That is the using the instruction. It is DAA, that is decimal adjust after addition. Okay, decimal adjust after addition. Okay, but this instruction will work only with the accumulator. Okay, so we'll see that program now. Same program it is. Okay, right? So in this, actually the timer I have used is 01H. First, see, in the earlier program what we have done, I have directly used the P0, but in this case DA instruction will work with accumulator, so I am using accumulator. So the initial count I am initiating accumulator 00H, and the next procedure here it is same, that is it will load the timers register. Next, to get the additional counts, we can do increment A, or we can use add A comma hash 01H. Both are same. We can use increment A or add A comma 01H. After this one, we need to use the instruction DAA. Means whenever we get the incremented value in the accumulator, if it is not a BCD number, at that time this instruction will convert that number into decimal or BCD number. If it is a BCD number, then that thing will affect on the value. Okay, and after converting into decimal, then only we are loading into P0. Okay, right? So now we'll execute this program, whether this will count from 00H 00 to 99. Okay, for this I'll remove this program. Okay, next we'll add here some files. It is this program actually. Close. We'll open this. So if you confused, I'll remove these things. Okay. So here also I called two times delay, so that we get the time gap of 1 second. Okay, if you want 0.5 second, then only once we need to call the delay, because we have written the subroutine to get a 0.5 second delay. Okay, so now build this program. Yes, no errors. Now debug this. So now I'll open this window. Port 0. Okay, now we'll watch out. See, we are getting 8, 9, 10. See, in the hexadecimal counter we used to get A, B, C, D, E, F, but in this one we are not getting any hexadecimal value, just we are getting the BCD value. So here 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So this will count till 99. Okay, so we'll do one thing, just to get the output very fast. I will use only 0.5 second delay. Okay, now we can see we are getting the value very fast. Just we'll wait till we get the 99, and when it will fall down to 00 after 99. So like this you can write any program for the counter for any counts, and this is all only 8-bit counters. Okay, because our P0 the ports are can hold only 8-bit. So if you want the 16-bit counters, then we need to make use of this. You can see again it is repeated for this. Okay. Okay. So I hope all the counter programs are very clear. So if you have any doubts, you can call me.